The Second Israel, the Ukraine project and the idea of a new Jerusalem. Greetings, dear viewers. Today, we'll uncover one of the world's most hidden, least spoken, yet most significant geopolitical scenarios. It is called the Second Israel, and connected to it, the idea of a new Jerusalem in Ukraine. Puzzle piece historical roots in the 1920s. Within the Zionist movement, there were discussions about establishing a new Jewish state in Eastern Europe, particularly in Ukraine, Belarus, and Crimea. That idea was frozen at the time for political reasons, but it never disappeared. Ukraine has always been a vital part of Jewish history. Cities like Kyiv, Lviv, and Odessa were among the early centers where the spirit of Zionism began to form. And today, a century later, history seems to be returning to that same point. Money bagged the shift of capital and power in recent decades. Enormous financial movement has been observed inside Ukraine. Large portions of land, infrastructure, and energy projects have come under the control of Jewish origin investors. The connection between Ukraine's government and Western financial centers is growing stronger. This is not merely an economic process, it's a strategic relocation. Amid war and chaos, the country is being reshaped, and within that reshaping, a new ideological center appears to be taking form. Globe geopolitical logic. If Israel in the Middle East cannot survive long-term, a backup state becomes essential. Ukraine fits perfectly. Vast territory, a Western-oriented political system, a natural buffer against Russia, and an economy open to foreign capital. This is not just about money, it's about building a new center of influence. Synagogue. The Second Jerusalem concept in Ukraine lies a city called Uman, a historic site sacred to many Jews, visited annually by thousands of pilgrims. Some have begun to call it the Second Jerusalem, not in a religious sense alone, but as a symbolic and ideological statement. Gradually, the idea of a spiritual and cultural hub is shifting from the Middle East toward the heart of Europe. This, perhaps, is one of the clearest signs of the new Zionist vision being quietly formed. Balance-scale global power alignment. Several powerful circles support this shift. Global financial elites, for whom the Middle East has become unstable. European institutions, preferring to anchor Zionist capital within Europe. American strategists, seeking to limit Russia's reach and create a new geopolitical pillar through Ukraine. Together, these forces move in one direction, toward a stable, Western-controlled ideological stronghold. Fire. Conclusion. Israel today may still appear powerful, yet the global pressure is rising. The Middle East grows increasingly hostile and unpredictable. Meanwhile, the project known as the Second Israel quietly expands inside Ukraine. Ukraine is no longer just a battlefield, it is being shaped as a new ideological and spiritual base for the world's most strategic networks. The term, Second Jerusalem, stands as a symbol of that transformation. This project will never be openly declared, but through financial, political, and cultural movements, it's already unfolding. Nations may fall, but systems survive. Even if Israel fades, the project continues, because this is not merely land. It is an ideology, a long-term vision, a strategy written into history. Clapperboard, subscribe, share your thoughts, and stay aware. Because understanding the truth is the greatest act of courage.